This is Marvel Select Colossus by Diamond Select Toys. And here he is. I have to say, folks, this is a freaking awesome figure. Now, I've picked up a few Marvel Select figures here and there, and most often than not, they look great in packaging, but I always end up a little bit disappointed when I open them up from packaging. And I didn't have a lot of hopes for this figure to blow me away. I mean, I like Colossus. That's the real reason why I got this figure. And it's in the 7-inch scale, slightly bigger than the 6-inch scale. And I was sort of hoping his size, because he's really big, I could sort of squeeze him into my 6-inch shelf. But as it turns out, I can't. But anyway, that's beside the point. The figure is absolutely brilliant. And I will get to that in a little while. Let's go through the motions first. Quick look at the packaging. Very nice. Has a little bit the X-Men symbol right there at the back. And at the back of the package, the front, sorry. Lower corner right there. My bad. And as you can see, here's the rest of the assortment. Bit of a description, bio of Colossus, and where they got inspiration from, which comic book they got him. He's a classic looking Colossus, the classic costumed Colossus. Very cool. And as you can see, he comes with this piece of accessory, which is really part of the Danger Room, which you build if you buy the other figures Marvel Select has, which is Gambit, Cyclops, and I believe the upcoming Storm figure will have another piece of the Danger Room. So that's that. On to Colossus. Not yet, just yet. Here is the piece of accessory. Alex seems to think this is a table of torture. It's really part of the Danger Room. If you're very familiar with the old comic books of the X-Men, one of the Danger Room was not as sophisticated as it is right now, but one of the probably the obstacles you had to face was the closing doors, the closing walls. Sorry. And it's very nice, very nicely rendered, but it's absolutely useless without the rest of the Danger Room, in my opinion. So that's that. We'll keep that in the background just to keep the lighting going on. Just a quick scale. Here he is with my very dusty Captain Marvel. Very good scale, the 7-inch. And here he is with the Toy Biz 6-inch scale Colossus, which is, as you can see, the Marvel Select figure is a lot more definitive, a heck of a lot better than the Toy Biz version. And I'm sure Hasbro, if they've seen this, I'm sure they have, is probably, trying to think of something to put in their 6-inch scale for Marvel Legends. I hope they are, I hope they're not trying to disappoint us. The last Colossus they came out with was the X-Men movie Colossus, which wasn't really that great. It's on my shelf, didn't bother getting it up. Alright, on to the figure. The reason I absolutely love this figure is because, yep, you guessed it, folks, he has the Marvel Universe articulation. The latest Marvel Universe mold, which is, we see it in Doctor Strange, Bullseye, the new Daredevil, the new, and a whole bunch of other figures, but the new Cyclops, the new Marvel Universe mold, somehow Marvel Select was able to copy it or sort of adapt it. There are some minor differences like the wrist and the hips, but we'll get to that in a little while. But all in all, the way they've added a lot of articulation on their new sculpt, especially this one, really reflects what a lot of fans have really liked about the Marvel Universe articulation. And I think Marvel Select really listened to their fans this time and tried to adapt what the articulation that Hasbro has put on their 3 3/4 figures. And we'll get right to it. Oh, okay, we'll keep it as reference. Keep Bullseye right there. And just to show it off, he's got a ball jointed neck, fantastic ball joint. You can get a lot of emotions right there. Colossus. He's got a ball jointed upper torso, really nice, and it's nice and tight. not loose. A lot of the joints, if at all I have any complaints, a lot of joints are really a little bit too tight, and some are just okay. But I'm not complaining that much. He's got ball hinge shoulders. This right shoulder is a little bit tight on my figure. Somebody tell me if your Colossus figure is a little bit tight as well. This one is very hard to contract and expand, while this one is just a breeze to do so. He's got a ball hinge shoulder. It's got a bicep swivel, it's got a hinge elbow, and a ball hinge wrist, which is not present on the Marvel Universe figures, just a swivel wrist. Ball hinge hips, which is the same as that. A thigh swivel, but different, because in the Marvel Universe they've sort of made it a seamless joint. This one is the old Marvel Legends, actually, the old Marvel Legends joint, which is really the pin joint, the angled pin joint that allows you to go up and down and rotate it. To allow the figure to, if you want to reposition the figure's feet, you'd have to sort of twist the joint here and there. You know what I'm saying. If you're familiar with Marvel Legends, you know what I'm saying. He's got a thigh swivel, sorry, double hinge knees, very nice. And guess what, folks? He's got the shin joint. It's a swivel joint, just like the Marvel Universe one, and rocker ankles as well as swivel ankles. So ball hinge ankles, very nice. A swivel and swivel shin joint, which really allows for dynamic poses such as that. I mean, just incredible. I like the fact that Marvel Select has constantly been trying to improve articulation in their figures without jacking up the price. I got this figure at a local comic book shop, and it cost the same as the old Marvel Select figures. And just amazing. Or did I mention that this guy has amazing articulation? I mean, I am just blown away with this figure. For the first time, I've opened up a Marvel Select figure and have not been disappointed. Paint apps. Definitely a lot better than the Hasbro paint apps. He's got some yellow and red going on, metallic red finishes on the bracelets and the belt, and really metallic, obviously the metallic silver. If you're picking through several on the shelf, the one thing the places where you need to look at are really these knee pads. There's some bleeding of the black or some scratches of the black on the yellow or yellow on the black, vice versa. That's one. Second, the way the metallic red bleeds onto the gold paint on the belt. You got to look out for that. And then lastly, the yellow paint on his uniform, the way it bleeds into the red molded plastic, red-orange molded plastic. And those are really the areas you need to look for. The head sculpt, I didn't get any issues on that. The bracelets are fine. The silver on his body's just fine. Just really immaculate. Gotta hand it to Marvel Select. Really, really fantastic job on this figure. This has got to be my favorite Marvel Select figure to date. I mean, I love the Juggernaut figure, but Juggernaut was number one for me. This one is a close number two, if not my number one all-time favorite Marvel Select figure, just because of the articulation. So Juggernaut and this guy are my top two figures for Marvel Select. So there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Just an amazing figure. If you're a big collector of the X-Men, you cannot pass this figure up. It is absolutely brilliant. It's a great addition to your Marvel Select shelf. And you know, if you're not too concerned with the minute perfection, if you're not that big of a perfectionist in terms of scale, you can add it to your 6-inch collection. I think it's not going to be that bad, but it's great on a 7-inch. A great figure overall. If you like this video, please don't forget to click the thumbs up icon at the bottom, add it to your favorites. If you want to know my latest toy purchases and upcoming reviews, please follow me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/fxfrans. There you go, folks, the Marvel Select Colossus. Thanks for watching.